Good evening, everyone. Welcome to more Z2R Max Rando Tournament action. We have Patrick and cstutor89 losers bracket round 2. And I'm going to throw it over to Mirai and Elendar, who will be commentating this race. Take Mirai too.
Hello, everyone. Tonight is a lower bracket elimination match between Big Picket and Tutor. I am joined by none other than Elendar. How are we doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing just great. We were just talking before we started up here that this is a rematch of the very first race from this tournament.
Yeah, and another fun fact with that is we also commented that one together. So this is, we'll see if they have some similarities between the opening day race and tonight's race.
Yeah, we have already taken a bit of a sneak peek on the items that we're starting with, and it's going to be a generous one.
Generous in some ways, not so generous in others.
Yeah, I mean, starting with very key. We're not going to have a glove hunt. So that at least in theory means that we're going to go quick. But there's always the danger of low hearts, low lives, awful biomes.
Yeah, awful biomes. Yeah, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing.
If we get a high gem count and you have to go through islands to get to another islands, and sometimes it's just a huge mess because we do not have boots to start.
Yeah, one thing I always hope for is like just for the starting, it's like everything is kind of simple other than islands with no boots, and that's something we don't know outside of North Palace what's going on. So that would just be a guess on my part, but a hope as well.
CS Tutor's just finishing up getting sets, so we should be good to go shortly.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
So I didn't actually follow the bracket. I don't remember who Patrick lost to in the previous round.
Oh.
I don't think I saw that race.
It was Jay Coper coming from behind in a great
Oh,
palace.
right. I remember that. I was commentating that race.
Yep.
Yeah, Jay Coper coming from behind in a great palace to win, despite being substantially behind coming in. That never happens.
Yeah, that sent Patrick to the lower bracket here. And that was the one that really was really unfortunate for Patrick's side because he was on Darklink, died, game overed, and then couldn't make it back there. And then Jerry Coper with more resources slid in at the end and just took over.
He found that shortcut. I remember.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Darklink is one of those things where like a lot of runners, and I'm guilty of this as well, don't practice Darklink because in almost all seeds you could just crouch down and do your stabs, and if you really want to get spicy, there's some manipulations you could do to speed it up a little bit. But doing Darklink safely, right? Being able to react when he jumps into the corner and adjust so you don't get hit is, sometimes you get down to those seeds where you're on your last life and you're one hit away and you're like, don't jump, don't jump, don't jump.
And of course, as it will be, the universe jumps Darklink on top of you and then you get hit.
Yeah, but we'll see if that's going to be an issue in this one.
Yeah, and real fast, Tudor also ending up in the lower bracket due to his loss to Tiverius in round 1. And that's how both of them got down here. And here we are, both of them 0-1, facing elimination for whoever does not win tonight.
Yeah, Tiverius, one of the newer runners who I'm really impressed with how well he's done this tournament.
Absolutely.
So I look forward to watching him face. I think fairly soon he's going to face the winner of this race.
He's actually no, he's in the bracket above.
Is he?
He's
Is he
up
in the
against Level Engine?
Okay, well that's going to be a tough one. So here we are. We're off 2 gems, 1 heart container, but 3 lives.
Yeah, so we were hinting at this before. They also started their opening day match in Max Rando Swiss with 1 heart as well. So this is like a real rematch here.
Yeah, and I know Patrick has been grinding out practice seeds on these low life situations.
Yeah, that's what he does. He plays 1 and 2 hard starts purposely to ensure that he kind of gets really comfortable with these types of starts, because these are the ones that really throw people off. Like, anything's easy at 6, 7, 8 hearts, but when you start getting 1, 2, even 3 hearts for some runners, that's really tough for some of them. And so practicing this can give you a really big advantage.
Yeah, and both stabs to start is going to be a welcome sign for Patrick as he tests it out on that bot.
Yeah, we saw a trophy there on grass tile. Not sure what Ruder's going to give us tonight.
Yeah, always good to find trophy right off the bat, just so you're not having to dig into, looking around, finding a town, can't get the spell, then you find trophy in like the east or something. You're like, man, I don't want to go back.
Yeah, absolutely. So Patrick, okay, there's nothing at King's Tomb Hint, but I was going to say Patrick went north to find Pillar Peabag Cave here before checking this Parappa/Fairy backwards cave here that may lead us somewhere in this mountainous biome.
Yeah, Fairy 75 not castable here at Magic 1. We'll see how quickly either runner decides to start taking some of those magic levels. Really, especially when you're doing West exploration early, I feel like you really want to take at least enough magic levels so you can get 1 cast, because if you find downstab and you can't get it because you don't have enough experience, then you have to go like farm it up retroactively. It could be a huge pain.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tutor did take that first level of magic. Haven't gotten a pause check on Fairy quite yet, though.
It is a little interesting, starting with downstab, the life levels being possibly a bit more important here with only 1 heart.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm completely forgetting that they started with downstab. Still, I like to have 1 cast available. There's a chance we could have to take the Saria trip with Fairy being in logic for that.
Yeah, not only that, but I want these low resources. If you've got to cast a Fairy to get yourself out of a terrible encounter that you run into, that's always nice.
Yep. Okay, well, CS Tutor not picking up the small key. Patrick did forget that he has the magical key briefly and picked it up. Not going to be a huge deal, but...
I forgot as well. I was going to say, not picking up the key. That could cost him if Fairy's going to be expensive for a while, but obviously the magic key completely negates all of that.
Yep, 73 at Magic 2 for Fairies is still not castable. Would help him out quite a bit in this Medicine Cave.
Yes. Now, the thing that's kind of little sketchy, though, is that when you're ferrying, you see the vertical bubbles here that are shooting up from the ground, and even the rocks that are coming in horizontally. It's hard to... There's something with fairy casts that when you cast fairy and you're flying around as a fairy, you can't see those all the time. So, yeah, you still might get your health whittled down.
Yeah, and interesting. CS Tutor doesn't decide to go into Medicine Cave, finds Trophy Cave, doesn't want to do that either. He's going to pick up Dash.
Yeah, I would also back out of Medicine Cave. That's it's pretty likely there's going to be a Gorilla in there or something. The generators are just going to team up on you, and it's going to, again, whittle your health down at even life 2, life 3. And I would probably also not do that. Trophy Cave, on the other hand, is a different story, but Medicine Cave...
Trophy Cave, it's not too difficult. The only, I think, really dangerous thing in Trophy Cave is that first flying enemy. But it's pretty easy. There's only a couple enemies it can be, and I assume both of these runners have seen sort of all the possibilities. Like anyone who's done Trophy Cave early in vanilla sort of just knows the timing to hit it if there's a bat there to hit it with the beam.
Yeah, the only thing that's terrible, as we're not seeing what it is, it's probably a spider on the ceiling, but if it's a Moa, oh my god, that Moa will it's so annoying to fight a Moa right there in the beginning of Trophy Cave.
Yeah, and there are safe setups to hit a Moa. Looks like it's a blue spider.
Yeah, and you have to take care of those guys because they will chase you down to the other side of Trophy Cave.
Yeah, it is possible to manipulate them to fall into the lava pretty easily.
Okay, Patrick tried to bring the Gorilla into the lava, but came back. Oh!
What a huge pickup.
Yeah, and this is something also that I think the way their first opening match played out is that I think there was a heart that was available in that first seed that they played together, and Patrick found it first and was possibly off to a better start than Tutor was. Okay, he's back here.
Okay. Yep, it gets the kill on the spider.
Yeah, one thing that I know swung their previous race in Patrick's favor is that there was a candle early on that that actually was in Trophy Cave right next to their start, and Patrick found that, and Tudor didn't for about 15 minutes or so, something like that. So he was punished in caves for quite a bit before finding that candle, and Patrick had a bit of an advantage there. But we'll see if we find an early candle or not here.
Oof. CS Tudor getting Guria'd once again. And he's going to pass. He's going to try and get some more experience before he goes back in, but
yeah,
it's a little sad because the thing that he would really need to make that easier is in that cave.
Well, he can keep giving it tries if he wants to up an A and then maybe walk back there. He's got that fairy forest tile that he can continually avoid encounters if he wants to keep trying Trophy Cave. Doesn't look like it, though.
This is also not unreasonable if this palace turns out to be on the easy side. Maybe farm up a little bit of experience here.
Very true.
Although it doesn't look like it's going to be very easy from the start.
Plus, attack one in palaces can be rough. Not on these generators, but if you run into a bunch of iron knuckles or something, it's like 12 hits, approximately somewhere in that range.
We get a sighting of the pass-through room. That looks like it's not a pass-through, but of course, only possibility here.
Yeah, I used to not be a fan of that room, but I've now decoded it, so it's no longer an issue.
Yeah, for newer runners, the sign of that room versus the dead-end version is the two enemies on the stairs on either side. There's going to be two normal enemies hanging out on the stairs.
There's actually more to it than that, but I'm going to keep it a secret.
Well, I just read the enemies. It's easy enough to do.
It's totally valid. It's totally valid.
Okay, and we do get a sighting of this boss, which is going to be, I think, Helmet Head. I didn't get a check on 2 or 5. It kind of feels unlikely that CS Tutor would be taking the gamble at a really early dip into 5.
Oh, it is 5, it sounds like. Chat, I really thought it was, I thought we saw a jar.
Okay, well, understandable the CS Tutor doesn't want to try and do, one-hit KO, attack 1 Guma.
Yeah, we see a pass-through Rebo here in what we saw as P3. We saw some windows before this room, so we've got a pass-through Rebo in P3 that Patrick is trying here.
Yeah, and got a pretty good pattern with the down stab, but if Rebo lives too long without falling off of his horse, it could be a little screwy in the corner.
Yeah, he keeps flipping around, and if he moves a little bit too much, he falls off the screen, and then you can't stay on top of him, and it's problematic. Yeah, Tudor maybe with the better plays here. I don't know. I don't know if these palaces are going to be too rewarding. If this pass-through Rebo is giving Patrick this much trouble, then the standard Rebo is the exact same fight, and it's going to give him just as much trouble unless he gets this guy down, and maybe he's giving him 500 experience. I think that's the max he can give. Maybe it's 700.
Yeah, we also haven't seen a boss kill yet, so we don't know what the reward is. Possibility we could get a pretty hefty P bag as a
very true
as a kill reward.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty nice.
Could also just be a small key. We're gonna see shortly as Patrick picks up attack 3. Pretty reasonable choice. Yeah,
okay.
And it's just a jar, and with the black background. Sometimes the red jars render as black, and the black on black you can't see them.
Yeah, I saw the stab, and I wasn't sure if he stabbed in the correct spot or not, and picked it and tried to pick it up.
Curious if we see Patrick check the dripper. Looks like no.
Oh.
Okay, he's going back for it. Yeah, I like this. At least see what it is. If it starts dripping Magos or Iron Knuckles or something like that, and you can get some good XP from it, it's definitely going to be worth the farm with these low resources.
Yeah, this could be an annoying room here. We still don't have a castable fairy, and there's going to be a second generator that shows up after this head. Maybe not in this one? Okay, nope, just one in this one.
Yeah. Well, it's probably just a head generator on both sides.
Oh, here we go.
And it's going to be another Rebo.
As long as we can just repeat what we did in the previous room, we've got 1 extra attack level. It doesn't have to be too much. Oh, we can at least take a hit. That's not going to kill him at like 3.
Gets a good reset, though.
All right. First
And
gem
we're
going to be
gonna
placed
get-
about 11 minutes in here.
And this should be enough for attack 4 as well.
All right, Tutor back to where he was previously, seeing that P3, P6. He doesn't have an ID on the palace yet, but we know it is P3. That red die were catching him on the way out of the encounter there.
Yeah, Patrick did look one more room just to see if it was the item room, but I don't blame him for bailing. Maybe we
Yeah.
need another item, but I don't think so. Like it's unlikely at this point.
Yeah, heart or magic container would be huge, but I don't know if I'm going to be digging around in there right now.
Yeah, so Saria, Voltron Runner is going to pick up Thunder here from Saria, which makes sense. It's decent likelihood of it being recorded at least. But what I'm interested in is this Saria connector. Neither runner can get across it. And we know it goes north, and there can't be that much more to the north.
Yeah, it could just be a bait. We've seen Saria open up to a whole lot of nothing before, so it's possible. With the lack of being able to cross, we're just gonna have to head south and see if there's anything down there. And we have that last ferry / Parappa connector that we haven't verified which one it is yet. That cave that heads us west of start.
CS Tutor took a dip into it, and it is Fairy Cave.
Okay.
He sort of stuck his head in there, fought a couple of enemies, died in the first room, left.
We did just see a 300 bag on Patrick's side there, opting for magic instead of life, but gets a castable fairy now at magic 3. Might be going back
Okay.
to Saria? Nope.
No, definitely a chance he turns around there, but don't blame him for wanting to check this path. This path may actually just loop around to the other side of Fairy Cave,
Yeah, it may.
but this is a Dig Shake approved path here through the mountains.
Waiting to see anything here. Oh, no, so he's just found the front of Fairy, Tutor side. Where is...
Yeah. So
is
that
he down there? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is what I thought. The Fairy Cave at the beginning just is a shortcut over to this southwestern
okay.
section.
Oh, jump. Very nice. Man, they are going to be equipped for this GP. Jump, downstab, thunder for free, magic key, no key blocks, no glove blocks. We got the glove. Let's just go, gentlemen. Let's hurry this along.
I'm sure at least one of these gentlemen would like an additional hard container. CS Tutor saying this game needs more categories. It certainly does have a lot of them. I know the Vanilla Z2 community is running a multi-category tournament that is just started or starting shortly, or
I think it starts. I have the schedule up actually. It starts tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow.
okay.
Night.
Yeah, I knew roughly what it was starting with.
So what was that cave? Is that what Tutor is? No, he came over. Okay. There was a cave just north of this town. Is that
I
where
think
Tutor
it was Hard Container Cave.
Okay.
But CS Tutor did not last very long, and it is Magic Container Cave. But CS Tutor was unable to get the item. We'll see if Patrick can fare better. Ooh, something bopped Patrick real hard. Took a bar and a half off.
Yeah, running away would have either been a blue moblin throwing something at him or a red Dyra.
And whatever it is, Patrick has pulled it out. It looks like it was just an orange Dyra that sort of just bopped him with an axe. Okay, just a pea bag.
Yeah, 300, but he's going to give it up there. Not going to kill any of the other enemies. He was a few hundred away from his next level. It was nice, but he was also on his final life on top of that.
Yeah, so Patrick definitely with the advantage in exploration. CS Tutor, unfortunately, has just been having problem living through some of these caves.
Looks like we're getting the check on Parappa here. Oh, no, just a shortcut north. I'm sorry. So what do we have? It's Saria that we have to get across then. We've seen everything else in this enclosed area.
Yeah, unless there's a cave they missed, it's gonna be Saria for further progression.
Yeah, tutor back into this. Is this the 5?
I think I don't think this is the same color as the 5, but I might be wrong. Tutor in 4, thank you, chat.
Okay.
I guess it's Melee Wizard. Thank you.
I was gonna say because 3-6 was green.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to tell the palace palettes. Yeah, this is definitely the 1 or 4 shaped pillars. CS Tutor finding a glove block, very briefly slowing down and thinking, wait a second, I have the glove.
We are probably gonna get a sighting as to what the item is here in Medicine Cave on Patrick's side.
CS Tutor finding a loop. Surprising. Okay, they did take an up A. And decided to leave.
Patrick has adopted a child.
Nice. So, with only 2 gems required on Thunder and Fairy already in the hand, that's not likely to be useful.
Maybe if it's Shield.
Yeah, if it's Shield, that's a pretty nice pickup.
All right, Tutor gonna grind the statue. Did we see how much that was worth? I just saw.
I think it was 200.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm sure we're gonna get another sighting.
Yeah, also the max roll on these guys in this flag set. Also 1-ups in the drop pool.
Okay.
Let's go.
Three lives, 1-ups in the drop pool is going to be a huge amount of safety if people want to take the time to grind for it in GP.
All right, Spell and Mito. We did see that on Tutor's side before. No medicine. Not going to look for the hint. I don't think anything's going to, Spell Tower is going to be the only real play with that currently.
Okay, Patrick has found the entrance to Death Mountain.
Oh.
Which probably more likely to be progression than Saria at this point. Definitely more likely to be progression than Saria. Here's the east. It
looks islandsy.
Yeah, it definitely looks islandsy.
Oh, dude, we have nowhere to go but this one little island. The
Boots Hut. Boots Hut confirmed.
Oh my god. I love it. But hopefully they're in 5 behind Guma.
Oh god, that would be absolutely wonderful. I mean, Guma was not that far into 5.
I mean, maybe they're in 3, and maybe it's what Patrick dipped out of, and maybe as Tutor's in 3 here, grinding it up, maybe he's going to finish this. He doesn't know it's 3 just yet, but once he goes in, he'll see that, assuming he goes in, and maybe he'll find the item. Maybe it's the boots, and maybe they'll give him a little bit of an edge here.
Yeah, now that Patrick knows that this seed is going to be a boots hunt, I'm sure he's kicking himself for having left that 3.
Or maybe we hope that it's a very deeply buried Hammer Cave in Death Mountain somewhere.
Yeah, could definitely be possible.
And they thought they were going to have a jet seed.
I mean, it could even be, the double hunt where you have to, it's sitting on Spec Rock and we're looking for a hammer right now.
I like the way you think.
I mean, we definitely were saying up front, this was a seed that was really generous with items for our runners, but, we're already in a position where at least one of them is going to be very required.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on Tutor grinding here. 100%, if anyone ever finds themselves in a situation where it sucks and they are having a tough time, find something to grind. Honestly, just do it. And you're going to save time in the long run. It's a time sink now, but what's more of a time sink? Just grinding out these statues for 200 each or dying repeatedly in encounters and other pass-through caves and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember a seed Trail sent me one time that basically forced you into a vanilla Death Mountain early on 1 heart. And there were some small enemies that had 500-point B-bags and 1-ups in the pool, and I just growled to life 6 and 7 or 8 lives. And just whatever, I'm gonna do this.
And that was the day Trails was taken off the Christmas card list.
Yeah, I mean, the scene only ended up taking an hour and a half. Once you made it through Death Mountain, you could get the hammer, and it freed up some alternative routes through Vanilla Shuffle West.
Yeah, very true from chat here. Not able to make it very far in 6. Very punishing enemy set. Got Doom Knockers and Blue Iron Knuckles in the way, kind of forcing Patrick to take some deaths there with only 2 hearts still.
Yeah, so I think if I'm Patrick, I'm going to check Death Mountain for a bit. None of the palaces really look Nice. And at the very least, Death Mountain tends to be a pretty easy place to get experience. It's a little more difficult with no candle, but the enemy set isn't too hard.
Yeah, Tutor all the way up to 333 now. Catching up to Patrick, as Patrick has not found anything of progression just yet. Has some knowledge, but not necessarily going to be game-changing knowledge currently.
Yeah, and I think Patrick's going to check Saria. Yep, Patrick does not want to do more palaces, and I don't blame him. He only has one more gem left to place, and if Saria does lead somewhere useful, right, just saving yourself a bunch of time checking unnecessary palaces.
Yeah, we still have Heart Container Cave remaining then, is that?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Heart Container Cave.
Okay, yeah, Patrick's tracker is only in broadcast mode and not in the full mode, which will show us which caves he has seen and which he's not seen, so we're not entirely sure there. Oh, Tutor's is, but I think Patrick's got a little bit more exploration here.
All right, we're seeing a dash jump across the mode for Patrick.
Flashy.
Yep, not presently in logic. Okay, and Saria just leads to Hard Container. So this is more or less what we expected. We knew Hard Container had to be somewhere, but there wasn't. Again, this is basically the edge of the map, so there wasn't that much more that could be here. But I mean, this could be the boots, right? And if it is, then wow, both runners are going to be kicking themselves for not checking this earlier.
Okay, I was going to say fingers crossed it's not.
Yeah. Okay, so that medicine's going to get Patrick the spell if he wants it. I somehow doubt that. And CS Tutor got attack 4, continuing to farm, probably just for life 4, and then we'll see Tutor do the palace. I think you definitely want to get yourself up to a level where if you kill the boss, you're going to be happy with the amount of experience you get from placing the gem, because you only have 2 of them to place. We'll see where Patrick decides to go next. Could be, I mean, I would want to check Death Mountain, but I think Patrick's going to decide on a palace.
You know, it's at this point, you know 3 is pretty short. You've seen a lot of it. Maybe just check what's in 3 real quick. But the other thing I was going to say, now we're back in Death Mountain, maybe we've got a bridge or a raft tile sitting on the other side of it. So
yeah, it's entirely possible. The only connectors we've seen so far are 2 caves. So bridge still in logic.
Yeah, and the boots, like it might even be, again, talking about baits. You know, we see. Oh, okay. We see the boots block segment of the east, but that doesn't mean it's the only way over there. So we may have a multi-segmented east, because we only have one other continent to get to. That's going to be Maze Island, and then we'll have an extra connector, which again may take us to another portion of the east. This is the anything goes continent connectors flag, folks.
Yep, when it says anything goes, anything really anything can go. And oh no, Patrick, not gonna get that P bag.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tutor really would benefit from that 1 heart just sitting in Trophy Cave there. I hope he goes back to that soon enough.
Yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do. I mean, he had gotten to a bunch of these item caves. He knows where they are and just died in them. And so I'm sure he's thinking, well, I'm going to get me some life levels and hopefully go right back to them.
Yeah, and again, if you just keep comparing the situation here, 444 on his way to the next level. I don't know if he's going to grab that 760 or keep going, but Patrick is kind of stagnated at 435 and has that gem placed. So if Tutor does go in here and place the gem, it's a free level. He's essentially caught up, and Patrick doesn't have, a ton of extra exploration done to where Tutor won't be able to make that up.
Yeah, Patrick has given up on Death Mountain, back poking his head around.
Yeah, there was that one cave he was pushing through. It must have been full of just crappy small enemies bopping him repeatedly, taking 2 deaths in there.
Yep. So life 5 now for CS Tutor. We'll see if this is... Okay, yep. He is taking an up A at least, and he's going to go explore the palace. Okay, this is fine.
Yeah, if he just holds right, it's a Rebanak. I didn't see how much... I guess I don't know which right he needs to hold, but I think it's at the bottom here. It's going to take him to the pass-through. I don't remember how much Rebo is giving in terms of experience, but he's going to get it twice and then a gem placement.
Yeah, there's basically every kind of flying enemy in this room, including a Moa that thankfully is up there on the ceiling. And this is a 4-away. Nope, this is going to be a dead end. Okay, yeah, Patrick figures it out.
Wow, we're kind of forced into this 2 cave connection to get anywhere else, it seems, in Death Mountain.
Yeah.
Because the other one was a dead end. He showed us one that was a dead end. Oh, it's got to be a floating Geldarm right there in the middle. Stupid. This is when they spawn there. They don't spawn off the floor. They spawn in the air.
Oh, Patrick, go up, go up! That cave is definitely facing left. What? What is this?
No,
cave?
this is a caldera.
Is it a caldera? Yeah, I was about to say. Okay. I mean, if it is either this is going to be Hammer Cave or it's going to be a caldera. Either way, you want to take it.
Okay, Tutor was a little too close, pushing Rebo back off the screen. Then he pulled him back a little too far, and then jumped over him. Unfortunately, not getting that corner placement there. And he's got to do that twice with this pass-through. He's going to check other paths. So maybe he'll find the item room ahead of what Patrick had found. And maybe it's a heart. Maybe it's something good. I don't know. Oh. Do you see it?
I didn't. Oh, that's a raft tile. So that rules out the possibility of a bridge here.
Yeah, could be Maze Island, then Bridge East, or it could be Raft East to Bridge Maze Island then.
Because I don't think even in Death Mountain, I don't think the raft and the bridge can be on the same side.
No.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Our runners have the raft.
Yeah.
Okay, so this leads to Maze Island. Maze Island is good. Maze Island is, 2 items in a palace. Well, the likelihood of this being GP is GP isn't even an awful thing here, because if Patrick can get access to, and here is the bridge, if Patrick can get access to GP here, he may consider just going back, clearing another palace, and jamming GP.
Look at this path on Maze Island, though. You are forced to walk all the way around this thing. Unless you hit the boots.
Yeah, and ferry too expensive to get too many ferry feet to save time.
Oh, no! Wait, do we have a path at this? Oh, we did. We have a north path at start. Okay, I thought we were boots blocked on this Maze Island. That would have been amazing.
Man, it's been a very long time since I've seen one of those.
Yeah, I almost wonder if it happens so infrequently that it's actually a bug that we like to happen, but I don't know.
I have not dug very deeply into the Maze Island generation biome, but I know Maze Island works differently than all of the rest of the terrain that generates.
Okay.
The rest of the terrain has sort of a semi-random system that produces the sort of terrain that we're used to seeing, and then does a check to determine whether you could actually get everywhere on it, and repeats generating terrain until it finds one that works. Maze Island is an algorithmic generation where the maze is always considered accessible.
Okay. Oh, Tutor! Oh no, at least he's getting bodied. There it is. Okay, you can body Rebo, take a whole lot less damage than taking a beam from Rebo. Gets the first one down. Okay, Rebo's only giving 200, so he's got to do that one more time after this. But this pass-through at least stays dead for future attempts if he dies on this next Rebo and game overs.
Yeah, always good to lock in some progress. We're going to see a drip really quickly for CS Tutor. Unfortunately, he's going to get the bad news that it is not a good farm.
Patrick has not seen either item yet here on Maze Island, I don't believe. Oh, speak of the devil. He is on his final life, though, and there could be something scary here in the dark.
Oh no. Patrick using Fairy to get over any enemy that could be there, and only to be punished by a P-bag. I don't think the lure of the P bag is going to draw Patrick in.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because there could be anything in there. There could be, we probably would have seen Scorpion Fire, but there could be a lever. There could be a Tektite bouncing around in there. There could be any Lizolfo of any color. I guess the orange one we would have seen, but red or blue would have been invisible in the dark.
All right, P2 here on this Maze Island. So GP confirmed in the east.
Tutor with the Rebanak kill, going to be getting his level at 1310, whatever that is, or maybe opting to bypass that. I don't know. It might just take it because he does have an extra life left in reserve, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be life 6, and I think he'd be absolutely happy with as many life levels as he can get. Oh, it's Magic. Magic 5 still wants it.
Yeah, he is beefed up enough to where he can go back into these caves. I think he just needs to check that trophy cave. That's going to be a very small and simple cave as you can just get through there. Now he can ferry through there as well and just grab that heart at the end of it.
Yeah, and unlike Patrick, Tutor is going to keep looking in this palace. And if the boots are here, that is going to be huge.
Yeah, we got an elevator up here in this room that Tutor's in.
Meanwhile, Patrick continuing to dig around here in 2.
Yeah, it's our item room.
Oh, baby!
Wow.
Absolutely giant.
Tutor has no idea. Although, to be fair, we're about to see probably Patrick step out of this 2 after this gem placement and then show us where that bridge takes us. If we are boots blocked still from GP or further progression, we're going to need those boots for sure. And Tutor's got those.
Yeah.
That's big.
And Tutor going into, is this 5?
Yes, that's. I do believe that was the confirmation last time.
Okay, that's a bit of an interesting decision for a second palace.
Yeah, I don't know if Tutor's seen Death Mountain, but I mean, you have to have a way off the continent, right? So it's like the play is not necessarily to go into 5, especially man with those item caves out there. Those item caves
right?
just have a heart in them, and today they do.
Yeah, if there's item caves that I haven't checked, I can't resist.
Yeah, I mean, just because you start with 1 heart doesn't mean there aren't actually 7 other hearts out there. There don't have to be based on this flag set. There could be no other hearts, but we've got at least confirmation that there's 1 other heart out there as Patrick has picked it up out of Trophy Cave.
Okay, so this may be one reason I forget this. CS Tutor had gone into this 5 enough to find where Guma was. And so if he feels comfortable beating attack 4 1-hit KO Guma, this is actually a fairly fast palace for him.
Yeah, terrible fight, but it's slow and steady. But Patrick also in a very fun room. Yeah, it is you just got to hit him and get out. And it sounds easier, and it kind of is easier said than done due to the skating RNG that Guma does, this back and forth nonsense that can really frustrate you. But you just got to be willing to not go too deep and commit. If he's skating backwards, just turn yourself around and wait till he's coming towards you.
Yep. And even with the length of time, this is... Oh, no!
Oh, double O. We've got the bridge goes to Death Mountain again.
Oh, no!
Boots required on the east. Oh, jeez.
So the only good news for Patrick here is, I mean, he's definitely going to... I don't think he found the second item here in Maze Island. He's going to go look for that. The only good news about this for Patrick is when Patrick does decide to go back and start clearing palaces, and it's probably not going to be until last resort, I suspect 3 is probably going to be the one he goes back to first.
Yeah, it's the smallest.
Yeah. The only reason you'd go to one of the other palaces is you might think, well, I've already looked through a bunch of 3. Maybe I'll go to a palace I haven't seen before. You know, maybe just to see if the item is early. But yeah, boots required for Tutor.
Oh, 2. He hasn't done 2. Right. Yeah, so he's going to check the item in 2.
Okay. I didn't realize he hadn't gotten the item from here.
Yeah, I forgot as well.
Yeah, that's unfortunate news again for Patrick, because this is just... he was there. He was in 3. It was only a couple rooms further. Like, I understand... You know, you got almost all of the items. You feel, okay, well, I just want to go fast, but this is really really coming back to hurt Patrick. And I mean, Tutor is now placing his second gem, does get Guma down on the second try. And all Tutor's going to have to do is find his way to the east. And it's not going to be hard once he finds his way into Death Mountain.
Well, the thing is, it seems like he can just walk up and down the coast. So the cave into Death Mountain is going to give him coast access on the east side of Death Mountain. He might walk up and down there with the boots, see the bridge, take him to Maze Island. Maybe he'll check for items, maybe not. Even if he, whatever he does, okay, wait. How does this go?
The raft also leads back into Death Mountain.
Yeah, where's the connection to the east again?
It's in Death Mountain, but it's just a cave right at the beginning of Death Mountain.
Oh, it's right at the beginning. Oh, okay, so never mind. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's gonna be very unlikely the CS2 doesn't find that as soon as he goes into Death Mountain.
I think he's walking right by that trophy cave again. That's right next to Mito.
Yeah,
or it's right next to Rudo. I'm sorry, right next to Rudo. Right.
And man, with this life container difference, I mean, we know CS Tutor is ahead with those boots right now, but it could absolutely still come down to a GP.
100%. That one heart is very, very punishing. And if your opponent's got double your life, oh man, I mean, that's big at just one heart. Not like you won't be able to take beams. You usually can't take beams then in GP with just one heart. Whereas Patrick will be able to take beams, but nobody's going to be able to body anything.
And Patrick decided to I never understand casting dash spell in this Death Mountain borrowed room. It's so easy to fall into the lava. Okay, Tutor's gonna check the far side of Saria. That's gonna get him Hard Container Cave.
Yeah, which is gonna get him the medicine, unfortunately. It's funny that, well, okay, it's not funny because he doesn't know what's over there. There could be a connector for all he knows, but we know it's just an item cave. So hopefully if he sees that item cave, digs it, maybe comes back to start and rechecks these items. From his perspective, at the very minimum, he had, I guess he's got 3. He's got Pillar P Bag, he's got medicine. No, he saw Pillar P Bag, that was the key. He's got medicine and Trophy Cave, and I think that's it from his perspective.
Yeah, Medicine, Trophy Cave, and Hard Container still to go for him. He's going to have a Hard Container done in just a second here.
Yeah, again, I'm not 100% sure if he saw Death Mountain or not earlier. Yeah, Patrick looks like he's kind of forced through this linear path post-boss room to get the item. This was that tough room. There's a Moa flying in here. There's this little Guma Hammer Brother Juggler guy, which he took care of very quickly. Then there's this, oh, watch out. I like this room. It's a community room. It is a more difficult room, but it does make you kind of stop and think about each play you're going to make when you jump over those pits. Okay, so Tutor looking like he's a little lost here. I don't know where that cave was to Death Mountain. Again, not seen that early on.
I do not remember either, but I mean, if Tutor just re-explores all the caves, it's not going to be a bad thing for him.
Yeah, and unfortunately with the ball in his court like this, the longer, he just needs to just check that trophy cave and then find that connector, which has got to be nearby somewhere, and he will be on the east ahead of Patrick, and we'll just see where that ends up. No, the boots were in P3 behind the boss. Oh, okay. Oh, no, we're not going to get enough for Fairy on Patrick's side. They're down to his final life in this double Moa bridge room backwards, which is the tougher configuration here.
I hate this room. I hate this room so much. I've gone on record of this. Going left to right is absolutely fine. There's a good manipulation that makes it easy. Going right to left, it is just awful. The Moas are always in exactly the worst position. You can't go fast because you get hit. You can't go slow because of the crumble bridge. I just always cast Fairy. It's the only safe way across.
Sorry, I was talking, I didn't know if we had lost Tutor or not. I was going to say that he was not cut out on race time over here, but it might just be that race time didn't have enough time to catch an outage. His internet is spotty from time to time, so that's probably what we're seeing here.
Yeah. Curious where he's going to go, though.
Yeah, that Death Mountain cave is all I saw was just Patrick in Death Mountain, or you said it, and I just have no idea where.
Yeah, I also actually have no clue where it is. when you're exploring around, you sort of have a mental picture of where everything is, and then I don't know how much Patrick does terrain tracking. There are some trackers available that let you sort of track on a map. We're gonna see the item here. In P2, it is a 50-point P-bag. Not even enough for a level. He's going to grind it out.
Yeah, that was a hell of a trek into here for just a 50-point P-bag, unfortunately.
Man, even if it were like 200, I think Patrick would be pretty happy with it.
That 1580 is going to be life 6, as Tutor's shown us on his side.
Yeah, and that 1-up he got is the only reason he still has that experience.
Tutor, please go into Trophy Cave. He stepped in and stepped out. He's looking for a connector, but he doesn't realize that there's a doubling of his health just sitting in that cave. And it's so funny because, like I said, in the opening day of Swiss that they both had this race, that there was Trophy Cave was also the thing that held the candle for him, and he just didn't go back in there. He never found it for a long time. And today, once again, Trophy Cave having the heart that he would really just help him. It's obviously not going to give him the answer to get off of the West, but it will allow him to survive for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I'm somewhat surprised. I understand, you go into Trophy Cave, you take a game over when you're on like Life 2 or something, and you're thinking, okay, I'll come back later. And then, you're on Life 6, you gotta feel at least decently comfortable exploring it. Life 6, Fairy Spell, it should be not too difficult of a cave for him.
Yeah, I mean, I try to stay as impartial as I can during commentary, but I just don't like this play. When you've got such low reads, you've got 4 magic containers, you haven't found another. You've got 1 hard container. There's possibility for 7 more out there. And you're skipping out on item caves that are absolutely 100% right here, free and readily available for you to just dip in there really quickly. And you've stepped in there a few times and just stepped out. And that's, in my opinion, it's just a really bad play. I mean, even if it was P-bags, at least you have peace of mind knowing that I didn't leave a heart behind, I didn't leave a magic container behind, or something along those lines. They're quick checks.
Yep. And it's still going to be, I mean, even as important as picking up that heart container could be for Tutor, he still has to find Death Mountain. This is a required connector to beat this seed. This is the only way off the West, and I think at this point he has about as much idea where it is as I do, which is to say none.
Yeah, and Patrick is back in 3. He's going the wrong way. It's behind the boss, but it's not going to be too much longer till he finds it, and then he'll have the boots, and he's got the full picture at that point. He knows every connector, he knows where he needs to go, and it's just going to be a matter of time before this is over.
From the time Patrick finds the boots to the time Patrick is going to be in GP is probably going to be no more than like a couple minutes. He knows GP is on the east. He knows the east is islands. He knows how to get to the east, and it shouldn't be too difficult to walk around in islands and find a palace unless we find that palace is hammer blocked.
Yeah, that's really the only thing that's going to slow him down at this point. I mean, other than GP just being rough and being on low resources, or maybe a Thunderbird block. How much is Thunder? Did we get a check on Thunder at Magic 5 yet?
I haven't been paying attention. 5. It looks like Patrick found a loop back to the path that he knew about already. So this is going to put him on the path to the item. All right, CS Tutor got back to Heart Container Cave. I don't remember if he had gotten the item there before, just a P-bag anyway.
Okay, Thunder's still 67 is what Chad is saying, so we're going to need another magic container if we have a Thunderbird block here.
Yeah, still possible. This 1850 is, I think, Magic 6, so another possibility. Shouldn't be too difficult to farm, especially if you're Patrick and you're starting to get there at this point anyway, though. I think he's going to find the item before too long, and he's just going to up A after getting it. So his experience not terribly relevant unless we see about a 500 P-bag coming up pretty quick.
Yeah, I think this is the item room right at the top of this elevator. Well, I don't think there's 450 experience up here, but 300 point P bags and nah. Unfortunately, we do lose Tutor there.
Yep, and as we expect, even though Patrick close to level doesn't care, immediate up A. We're gonna find out where this connection to Death Mountain is.
Yeah, all eyes on Patrick because I am dying to know.
I assume it's somewhere off on the east side, like maybe through a connector cave or something.
Okay, well, the comms page jumped ahead and he's in Death Mountain now, so I have no idea.
So we still have no idea where it is. Where is Patrick going? Yeah, refreshing the page got everything back working again. It just cut out for the very brief period of time where Patrick entered GP here, or entered Death Mountain. Where is Patrick go? This is the way to the raft. This is not the way to the east.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking on the wrong computer again. It seems like he's forgotten the cave. He did check. He did go up the north side of the coast there when he first came in, saw the Maze Island Bridge, and reconfirmed that it went to Maze Island. But like you're saying, this is the path to the raft, and I don't know where the cave was to be. It was so fast that he was in Death Mountain that first time.
Right. It was so fast that it had to have been one of the caves right at the beginning because he didn't have any time to go anywhere else.
Okay, Tutor is back in Medicine Cave, thankfully, but I don't remember what was in here. It wasn't obviously a container of any sort, but if that is the case, hopefully he will go back into Trophy Cave. But seeing as Tutor has still not found this Death Mountain, and we still kind of are foggy on where it's at on our side of things, I don't know what the commentary is running kind of blind here.
Yeah, So the good news for Patrick is this path is eventually going to lead him to the raft, which will lead him back to the bridge, which will lead him back to the east side of Death Mountain where he needs to be.
Oh my god. I mean, this can't feel good from either runner's perspective. I mean, Tutor just can't find a way off. And
Patrick took the raft, saw that it led back to Maze Island, and instead of bootsing his way over to the bridge, is he looking for a hammer cave? Okay, he's going back to Maze Island. I was gonna say the fastest way for him is just go back to Maze Island, boots your way around the island to the bridge, and that'll take you back to the east end of Death Mountain.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and refresh and see what's going on here. So I think I got set back a little bit in time. Probably going to get bumped up forward here. I just saw Patrick. Oh, Patrick is back on Maze Island again to do
Patrick
the perimeter
figured it
check.
out. Yep. Yeah, well, he figured out that he needs to be on the east end of Death Mountain. The fastest way to do that is via the bridge, and he can just walk around the maze to get to it.
Oh, that's very true.
And now he's back here at the start where his connector cave is. Okay, it was here. It was... Okay, it wasn't boots blocked. It just sort of looks like it is because you gotta walk across that grave.
Yeah, he must have walked. Okay. Well, we can see if Shield is here, and no, okay.
Yeah, Shield not a bad pickup. Life a little bit lame when you only have 2 containers.
Oh, he's gonna get it anyway. Okay. Yeah, from Tutor's perspective here, I mean, this has got to be incredibly frustrating and not being able to find this cave. It is just a cave that's just sitting somewhere. Sometimes these mountainous biomes can be like this, where it's a little tricky to navigate, but we saw Jump Cave, we saw Fairy Cave, we saw Parappa Cave, and all of them were not the answer here, right? This is a cave that is accessible, just kind of sitting somewhere in the open, unfortunately.
Yeah, and based on where Patrick was when he cut out before getting Death Mountain, I believe it's somewhere on the east end of the west, just sort of on the east side, sort of in the middle or towards the top section, but I don't have a real good visualization of what that means.
Yeah, Patrick, I don't know if he's stepping into caves to reset encounters or at least look for item caves. Maybe he's looking for some more resources Not 100% sure. I might be checking towns though in the favor of trying to find shield because it will be here in the east and will be free.
Yeah. Also, if you could find new, well, I guess Casino isn't going to be. Is not going to be able to get either item there.
Oh, right. He needs another container for Thundercast.
Yeah. A magic container for Thunder would be really nice. Obviously, a hard container would be fantastic.
So hopefully there are no Moas in this cave, or they're going to be hitting him hard.
Yeah, or worse, a coconut.
Oh, I think we do have one Moa in here. Unless there were two bats on top of each other just previous. We'll find out on the way out, because that's when they usually smack you around, is when you're trying to get out of there. Well...
A candle for Patrick. Huge pickup. At least for the amount of cave exploration he's going to be doing in the immediate future. Going to help him for Sunken Peaback Cave and the way out here.
Oh, there's the Moa hit. Okay, he's going to be able to slide out of here with just a sliver of health. That's always a sketchy cave. There's no Moas in Sunken, but there could be up to several Moas in Risen.
Yep, we get a water tile sighting here. Come on, magic container. Hey.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to refresh again here.
Yeah, it's just been refreshing periodically. Okay, well, I just went back in time anyway.
I did see the magic container, though.
Yep,
Oh,
shield
now we're
and
in Darunia.
Shield and Darunia. So Patrick with all 3 spell items is going to pick it up. Already has upstab, but shield spell going to be a nice prize here.
Yeah, he's, I don't know. It's like at some point, you kind of just want to get the safeties. You want to go as fast as you can. And we were memeing a little bit earlier about let's go, gentlemen, hurry it up. But in reality, GP could be kind of tough. And you might as well just pick these up. I don't know how cocky you feel about your skill level versus a terrible GP at these low resources. It kind of comes down to the same thing where, like Tudor was grinding earlier. And, there's no harm in grinding. There's no harm in picking these up. If you lose because of that, oh, well, kind of. But I don't know. You're also nervous because it's an elimination match.
Well, good news for Tudor. His stream kind of still going in and out. But the last flash we had, he has found his way to the east.
Oh, thankfully. Unfortunately, this is probably like 20 minutes? Like 15 at least, I'd say, of just not being able to find that place. And now he's found himself behind once again.
Yeah.
Kind of, because if he finds GP first, he might just dig it thinking, Jesus, this is taking forever, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick finds 3-eyed rock here, so I think this very high likelihood of being GP, it's not.
Yeah, so Death Valley or a forest, or I mean, it's just sitting, it's either in Death Valley or outside of Death Valley. Still no confirmation on a forest tile just yet. It doesn't have to exist, but if it does, we won't be able to check it. There it is.
Here's a forest. You gotta check it. Well, Patrick, you gotta check it, right? You gotta walk over it.
Oh well, I mean I would assume that was it too.
I mean, sometimes the randomizer can generate weirdo singleton forests that aren't a thing, but I feel like you definitely have to walk over it now. All right, never mind. That's the first palace.
I was about to say it as well, but I went, oh, but then I was like, oh wait, okay, no, there.
Here's the second palace for Patrick. It is P1, so Valley Death.
All right. Well, we've got plenty of cast. The ferry, maybe. How expensive is ferry still? Did it come down, or is it still only 1 per life?
I think
this could hurt.
Be 1 per life. Yeah, Patrick might have to do some encounter skips here. Yeah, 51.
Oof.
And Patrick gonna play it safe. And oh my God, Coconut just barely not killing him. I was gonna say play it safe. If taking the ferry across manually makes it so that if you screw up the ferry feet, you're not stuck. You at least got across. It's a little slower, but Patrick gonna try and take some encounter skips, and nope, gets mowed immediately.
Yep, lack of that cross. The candle's nice. Oh, they're not invulnerable, but it looks like there's multiple Moas in here. He's dead again.
Yeah, and only 1 life left. He's gonna have to get through. This is the encounter skip for The second one, he's got to try and get out of this manually because he's only one cast of fairy. Nope.
Oh, he saves it, but he's got one more encounter to go and a cave.
Yeah, and no magic. He's going to have to try and get the encounter skip, do it cleanly, and then make it through the cave without getting hit. That's going to be tough.
I don't know. If I took that encounter skip, I might just walk it backwards and just go back to the palace that was just before me and start over. Now he's kind of stuck in Death Valley. It's either do or die, do or game over here.
Yeah, having some difficulty picking up the encounter skip.
This is rough.
Yeah, 3 times in a row, the enemies don't spawn in front of him. This time it looks like he got the other encounter. Doesn't have a MOA.
He's so lucky, yeah, so nice. But there could be MOAs in this first screen of the 2-screen encounter here. There could be MOAs in here.
Patrick wisely deciding to spend the last of his magic casting shield just in case.
Oh!
Gets bought by the MOA, shield saves him.
Oh! Oh my god!
And that's the return of Ganon.
Oh man. Oh.
So we're gonna see Patrick. I mean, Patrick has no choice. It's literally the only thing he has left to do. Run it back.
So I think the play immediately when he takes those encounters, because he's only got one cast of fairy, but he's got enough to fairy and shield, right? So he should probably immediately shield, then fairy out of those encounters, and that's going to be like the full magic bar. It's going to be the 1 life down, and then take a death and do it again, right? And that's going to be his 3 attempts, but then he's got to push through. Maybe that's not the play though, because then he's got to push through that final 2-screen encounter where we've got invisible MOAs in that first screen without any safeties. Maybe he's got enough for shield at that point, but maybe not.
Yeah, and man, maybe. I mean, I was gonna say there's a possibility. Spell was not too far out of the way. Patrick could have gone and picked it up, given himself access to another item here in the east. You know, maybe a safety. And we have seen a lot of small items in the pool. But we also started with a lot of items, right? So you would expect a lot of items, whether or not the hard containers will really cut down.
Yeah, and I guess if you really, like, I think he can do this, but if you really felt like you weren't going to be able to do this, like maybe they only had 2 lives, then it would have been worth, like, we've seen 1-ups in the drop pool. It might just be worth trying to grind a few of those out and then giving this an attempt.
Even 1 additional life would be a huge help for Patrick here, because he sort of wants to use his magic to make it through. Gonna take it down. I think Patrick's definitely gonna reset, taking a death on the first one. He sort of wants to use his. Patrick, just go to the palace and reset. He's gonna keep going. I was gonna say he sort of wants to use his magic in each of these 3 encounters, and then also in the cave, and having 1 more life would make it so he actually can't do that, rather than having to try and make it through one of these with just on cut rate resources like this dash spell. He does make it though.
Wow. I was going to say, man, when you see those coconuts, you might as well just let them come to you and just dance around them at that point. There's no, like, you're in a rush, but man, you also have such limited resources and things are hitting you hard. He's going to take, if he gets hit by this invisible mower, he might be able to survive this.
Red Jar is going to life spell. Cast life spell. Okay. That red jar, life and shield, gonna help. Life only 1 bar, but enough to let him live.
Amazing. Oh, Tektite. Oh no.
Life 6. So good.
Okay, we're in GP. Sub-hour entry. All right. Easy game. Unfortunately, Tutor, we've not been able to comment on Tutor. On our side, Tutor has completely dropped off. I can refresh again here.
Yeah, I just refreshed and it looks like he came back. He's showing pretty stable now.
I'm trying to check versus the race time reading on his stream up, and it looks like it is up. Yeah, here we go.
Looks like he's back in the west for some reason. Maybe just took a game over and he's heading back to the east. It could entirely possible that CS Tutor and Patrick have spent the last 10 minutes doing the same thing.
Yeah. Because those palaces weren't too far from each other. So you would get a read on both of those palaces. Like as you walked into the east, you'd see P6, what was P6 right away. And then just south of there was P1. And then just south of there seemed to be kind of like Death Valley. So if Tutor, no, he's gonna, I might be trying to go to Maze Island or something. Although.
Interesting. I mean, maybe he doesn't know, because he hasn't seen Maze Island. If he might think that that's where GP is.
Yeah, that's true.
Patrick did find a Thunderbird right away, but decided to take the right instead of the down in the Eon 4-way, just saying, I'll come back to that if I need to.
He got hit in the corner right as starting Thunderbird, took the hit on fire and just decided to up an A and then take a different path.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Why do Thunderbird if you don't have to? Increasingly likely that he has to. There's still the left. He can take the left at the 4-way. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we see in just a second here. Yep.
Oh, Invisible Moa almost dropping him in the lava there. Luckily, they don't hit like trucks in GP. They give you a little bit of a tickle, but they're still incredibly annoying, especially in rooms like that.
Yeah, the Moas in the GP enemy bank are the like regular Western Moas with really low health and not a lot of damage.
We could change that.
We could, but I don't think I want to.
I agree. That everything should be a nightmare to play in this game.
GP is already awful. The bots are way, way stronger than normal bots. Everything hurts.
One person's awful is another person's fun theme park.
Sure. Well, we can get to that later.
Oh, here we go. I was going to say we're going to have a King bot sighting in this room, but no. I don't know where
There's a
Tutor's
King bot
at.
sighting.
Oh, he's just in Death Mountain. Okay.
Yeah. Again, I what very well may have happened to CS Tutor is he checked the spots in the east, found out, well, it's going to be either in Maze Island or Valley of Death. Took a game over in Valley of Death just because it's a very difficult Valley of Death, not a lot of resources. And then said, well, I haven't been to Maze Island. Screw it. I'm going to find Maze Island instead.
Tutor
Unfortunately
also...
for him, is not going to be good. It's a little weird that CS Tutor chose if he just went up the coast.
Yeah.
He would have found the bridge to Maze Island fairly quickly. Instead, he's going to pass through the caldera, find the raft instead.
And then see the bridge and then be like, oh. He'll see the bridge because he's going to go check the palace, and it's right by the palace.
Yeah.
He'll probably check the bridge as a result as well. Patrick, downstabbing through one of these waffles here. Got double generators, Bogos, and the raw heads, the sine wave heads.
Absolutely cruel. No part of this room is okay.
I mean, he's shielded. And he can cast life and then get a red jar here if he wants it.
Yeah, also maybe not a terrible room to try and farm out a level or two.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the one-ups are in the small drop pool or the large one. If they're in the small, I mean, you could always just try to, kill a few Bogos. They do pile up at the top of these waffles here. Oh, just making it. Okay.
Yeah, Patrick makes it through, gets rewarded with more cruelty. Up elevator is good, though.
To a left, though.
I mean, immediately commentator cursed it. It's like, you wanted to go up, eh? What you really wanted was more lefts.
Okay, still going left here. Pit room. Could be a fairy in the middle. Could be a tough enemy inside of here as well. Or
None
could
of the
be
above, just a Mew.
Yeah. Relieving for sure. He is on his last life, I believe.
Yeah, Patrick is on his last life.
And,
oh boy, 3 bird knights in an emoji room.
Well, if someone doesn't want to be eliminated tonight, this is what they're going to put. Well, potentially, it could still be a Thunderbird block. What's more fun, this or Thunderbird?
Thunderbird. Any
Absolutely.
day, I'll take Thunderbird over 3 bird knights in an emoji room, and I would be shocked if we didn't see Patrick make the same decision here.
Plus, it's right at start. It's right at start, though, so it's not that big of a deal to hit a Thunderbird.
Okay, Tutor did make it through to the raft.
Going to unfortunately see this is not the play, although it'll be a quick check because he's got river access here.
Yep. And he's going to check the bridge and be extremely sad about his life decisions.
Yeah, and he just needs to walk. Well, he's already seen East, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Patrick did have just enough magic for thunder and a shield, so
that's perfect.
maybe one fireball won't kill him.
Yeah, if Life 6 is doing its job, he should be okay. But then again, Thunderbird does hurt.
Yeah, among enemies whose damage can be randomized, there are 7 different damage groups. Thunderbird is in his own damage group, is the highest damage enemy in the game.
And he survives a hit. There it is, just a sliver of health remaining. 2-shot. Let's go, Patrick. Shut it down. Show us how it's done. Boom.
Yep. One hit is good, 2 hits not. 1,000 points and a magic refill for his trouble.
Immediate dead end incoming.
Oh boy. If we have to go through that Burn Knight emoji room, we're gonna see some one-up farming. I almost guarantee it. That room sucks.
Yeah, so this is also a landing room that he's into now. So if he sees a drop, he might just end up looping back here, and it might just be essentially a... Oh, no. No, this could be no Thunderbird required. This drop could take us into the room previous.
Yep.
We also saw another drop room, too.
Let's see the loop. This is it. We're going through the emojis.
Oh, my God. Strap in, folks. We got another race after this one as well. I hope those folks are ready for a late start. We've had 1 3-hour race already this tournament. Let's make it 2. It's only just over the hour mark here. No, it's not going to take... I don't think it's going to take that long, but man.
Patrick going right again. Wasn't this just a dead end? There might have been a fork. If Patrick is heading in, there must have been at least some kind of... Okay, so, yeah, okay. He took a dead end here, but this is a 2-way.
Yeah, I don't know whether he had gone up or right here.
Yeah, probably up. It's sort of the meta way to go. So now he's going to check this right. We get T-junctions.
I was ready for that emoji room, and I still am, so let's hope for the best.
Yeah, we'll have a... We want to see another drop that takes you to that same landing room.
Well, there's another dead end drop room he's shown us, so it could be that we do have another drop that takes us back to another dead end. Tutor in New Cstuto here. We didn't see a check from Patrick on this one because there was really nothing he could do.
Yeah, at the time he only had 4 containers. He never went back and revisited after finding the 5th.
This is potentially the emoji he had seen from the other side there. Could also be a waffle. He's not going to go down and inspect it, though.
Yeah.
Should I blame him?
I absolutely would not. Emoji or waffle, like, I no. Just take this right.
Oh, okay. A little busy. It is a fairy room, though. He's going to have another junction here.
And he'll be able to refill his life, and I think he's going to. Just the vanilla fairy room.
Tutor picking up a life as well out of Old Cstuto.
Yeah, really not going to be very useful for him with only 1 container.
Ooh, junctions galore here.
Yeah, Patrick is going to take the only right available to him. Don't blame him.
These guys are so annoying. Those big bubbles, their hitboxes are not centered on their graphic. So this looks similar going left from start, but this is definitely a duplicate room. Oh, that's a loop into itself there. I'm sorry.
Okay,
that's
so this left is the only way from here. So it's this path or potentially the emoji room, but I do think it's decently likely that emoji room just looped to that down elevator he had found.
Yeah, and if that's true, then this is the path.
Yeah. And there can't be that much more GP left, although we're going left, so.
Well, elevator down if you can make it through this fun room. Oh, Kingbot's on the bridge. Yeah, no problem.
Kingbot's spawning on the floor. That's a phenomenon that I'm sure lots of runners are large fans of.
Yeah, well. Love that placement. Strategy galore.
This has got to be it, right? Oh no!
It is a step block room to the right, though. A little busy to enter into. Kind of. Oh, that's a thunder candidate to get through there. If you can save your magic to get to that point, that's a thunder room.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so now I think Patrick's gonna go the same way and just try to make it through that room. I don't think he's gonna try and go back through that emoji room. That was a long stretch into a rude room.
Tutor in 1 here on the east, probably looking for an item, I guess. What? Unfortunately, okay, so this is a little questionable because maybe he doesn't remember it's only a 2-gemmer, but then again, if he's looking for items in 1, I have to question why he was not looking for the item in Trophy Cave at this point because he still doesn't have that air container.
Man.
I mean, you forget about things, but he does have a tracker which tracks where he's been on each continent.
Yeah, I mean, one is a fairly quick palace. Like, hopefully he can find it without too much effort. Ooh, Patrick successfully gets a red jar to gain an additional bar of health.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble there for sure. Could have just been a red bird that showed up in his face, and that would have been a death. I will point out we have another floor king bot on the right side of this room here, but we might check down.
Okay.
Like keep going down and this is our bluebird Mew.
This will at least get him, if he can get through this.
Oh.
Okay, no, this is a different room. This is a regular waffle, not an emoji.
Okay,
and
so we got 3 options still remaining here.
Kingbot doing great work despawning the room.
Also item room for Tutor.
Oh, this is the dangerous item room.
Yeah, it is.
Thankfully, we know it doesn't contain a required item. And oh, game over. It's right before even seeing it.
Elevator up for Patrick there. He's coming back to fight a Firebird. What's happening here?
I don't know.
That was an interesting play. Maybe we have another floor king bot over here. Oh,
look. A floor king bot.
Is this going to be our answer? We'll go left again. I haven't even seen this room yet.
No, so now we've got this room, the room Patrick died in previously, and the rude emoji room, all potentially as the path to Darklink.
I'm so sorry, but this is so funny. This is crazy.
Cruel. This is a cruel GP. And this extra heart container is just absolutely massive.
Without a doubt, Tutor finds this and comes in here. I mean, all skill level aside, I mean, Patrick has a huge advantage with this 1 heart and the shield spell. Dead end!
All right, 2 paths left.
Wow.
And the path he had died in, if I recall, that was a right?
Yes. He had, the emoji room had the elevator up on the left-hand side, and the second path he died on with the 2 birds that greeted him, that's going to be, there's that Moa. That is going to be a right, yes.
Okay, so Patrick looks like he's heading back to the root emoji room. We'll see how he wants to decide to get through that.
Man, this is rough. I mean, this is the one that would absolutely, this is going to test the best players here, and 100%. But look, to be fair, like a lot of people look at this as like a nightmare situation. We don't know. We have not seen every other item location in the game. We don't know if there's another heart. We know there's 3 more magic containers out there somewhere. That's guaranteed. We don't know if there's another heart at all. There may or may not be. However, we do have 1-ups in the drop pool on top of that, and there's still levels to get, right? And the P-bags are not horrendous. We do some 300-point P-bags in the mix, so all of that is still, we're trying to speed run this in real time, and our runners don't have any idea where their opponent's at, so it's time to go as far as they're concerned, and they could be, GG at any moment in time. So you look at this, and yeah, this is tough. This is really hard, but, there still might be, there still are some resources out there for our runners to grab.
Yeah, I don't know. CS Tutor's still here in 1. I don't know if he just is having a hard time getting back to that item room, or didn't realize that was the item room that he died in.
Yeah, I think it's quite the dig to get back there. I think it's post Horsehead and then a linear path to get there. Could be slightly wrong on that though.
And yeah, this waffle room, like even before getting to the root emoji room, this Bago plus sine wave head waffle lava room is just absolutely brutal. Ooh, a nice 1-up for CS Tutor.
Yeah, so the room that Patrick's in right now is the same type of room that we saw the 2 birds at the bottom of that elevator when he took that second game over. It's going to be this exact room, except just a duplicate.
The absolute worst enemy guarding the item.
He needs to check the top of it first, though, just to see what it is, see if it's even worth his time.
Okay, gets the kill, though. I mean, if he also had the candle, then it would help him get through Valley of Death. Something.
Yeah, Tutor might be in a mode to where he's just like, I'm going to look for everything. Patrick can win it if he wants to win it. If it's not over yet, maybe I've got a chance if I just check everything and possibly end up in GP with more resources than he does.
If he wants to check everything, I think he needs to go back west. I think he needs to go get the Spell and check that trophy cave.
All right, we have 1 life in reserve. I don't know what we're going to do here. Jump is the key, I think, to get at least 2 of these birds out of here if he can. But then he's got to push them off the screen, and they're going to respawn when he starts to leave this emoji moving to the left. Otherwise, he takes a death, gets a Thundercast, unlikely to kill the blues, might not even kill the red. So this is very tricky, very, very tricky. Okay. And we have no idea what awaits us in the second emoji as well. If he clears any of this out, that's going to allow the second emoji to spawn fully. Okay.
Thunder doesn't kill any of them.
Yeah, that's this seed for you. Well, I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm pretty sure Thunder is tied to one of our stat levels, like magic or attack.
Yeah, man, I absolutely do not know anything about how much damage Thunder deals, how it's calculated.
Okay, well, still no further progress, but at least we have made it to that room with an extra life, which means it gives him a little bit of something in there, possibly, in terms of just like further strategy instead of just walking in there with no resources and no extra lives and kind of being SOL.
Yeah, and I don't blame Patrick for rerouting. He's going to try this right route again.
Yeah.
I think this is, even though he had game overed here before, this just seems a lot less mean than the other way.
And coming back to something we said way back in the beginning with the low resource start, Elendar pointing out that Patrick does practice these types of seeds. So, this is his wheelhouse. It doesn't mean it's going to be super simple, but it means that he's used to this. He's used to this tough dig through these types of palaces. So, he's equipped. He's ready to go. He just needs to kind of from like I always look at these types of palaces. You think of like vanilla speedrunners. They push through the same stuff again and again and again. You make mistakes constantly, but then you get a chance to hone each room as you push through it, saving resources a little bit more each time you push through it. And unfortunately, that sucks in a real-time tournament where you're trying to do this, for the first time in a seed you've never seen before. But that is the type of mentality you have to have where you come in here, you remember the enemy sets every time. You remember where you can cast Fairy, where you're allowed to cast Shield, and where you're going to run out of magic, and try to balance all of that together.
Yes, CS Tutor continuing to check locations, does pick up his candle. So this combination of the candle and the cross is going to make his entrance into GP a lot easier.
I don't think we've seen Sunken yet, so hopefully we get a sighting on that, although that could be under the forest tile.
Okay. It's possible. I don't know if CS Tutor has checked that tile. We still haven't seen the hammer. Decent likelihood that it's just in its vanilla location, because we also didn't get a hammer cave check.
Very true. I don't know what's in 5, I don't believe. We don't know what's in 4 or 5, both of those on the west. We got to check in 3, knowing that's our progression for boots. We got to check in 2. We got to check in 1. Was the cross. What else did we see? Anything else? Did we check 6?
Don't think so.
Okay,
Patrick is back onto the route that he died in previously. These birds are just so difficult.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, you can push through this. It's just a one hit going right, so we'll see what's in this now. Just 3 aches, and he can farm these if he really wants to. Again, I don't know if 1-ups are in the small enemy drop pool or not.
Yeah,
but
we haven't seen any in this GP, which is a little sad.
Yeah.
It might be possible that he has to go outside to farm for 1-ups if he wants, and by outside I mean out of the Valley of Death, which is a lot.
Elevator up. Okay, does he have a shield cast here? This is definitely a shield cast with the potential ready for life because he's got 2 hits, maybe 3 hits in here.
Yeah, these vertical bubbles absolutely damaging.
My God.
It's a left. Why? Why is it a left?
Where was that bird even at? It maybe was. Oh no, it's freaking game over. Wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah, this is okay. So there's all kinds of like variations in like difficulty of seeds, and 2 hard containers are pretty rude generally. This is just the most rude.
Yeah, this is a potentially worst case combination that you could run into. Unless there's another heart sitting out there somewhere that we just have not seen yet. I mean, how many
it's
items?
definitely possible. There's still quite a few locations we haven't checked.
We have
Unfortunately, they're kind of crappy locations like Hammer Cave and P5 and 6.
Yeah, so we've got 4 items out there guaranteed, hammer and 3 magic containers, and we have basement, we have spell tower, we have, as our tracker's showing us here, we have 4, 5, and 6 still missing. So that's, there's room for a heart out there, but there's no guarantee that it's going to be out there.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Sunken P-Back Cave. We haven't seen either of the Death Mountain items, obviously, without a hammer.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't blame him. He's going to up an A again. It's just not worth losing a life here. You just can't do it. The resources are so slim pushing further into the palace that are essentially required at this point. You can't lose a life this early.
Yeah. And the one nice thing that you know when you're going through a GP that's this difficult and you can't find the way to go, it's really nice to know that whatever is happening, however bad you feel, however bad your start is, man, your opponent has to be going through the same thing.
Yeah, and we know that Tutor has the possibility to catch up here, but without that, at least without that extra heart, I just don't see Tutor standing a chance in this GP. There's just too much going on, and 1 heart is just not enough here. 2 hearts is barely enough to survive some of these runs.
Yeah, on the other side, if CS Tutor does end up finding his way back to the trophy cave, if he picks up Spell, maybe Spell Tower has another heart, and in the same way that this second heart container is a big advantage for Patrick, if it does turn out that there's a couple more CS Tutor can get, that would be a huge advantage for him.
Yeah, he did go into Medicine Cave, I'm pretty sure, and because he does have the child marked on his own tracker, and that was in Medicine Cave, right? I think it was.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have it marked off on his tracker. He also doesn't have Trophy Cave marked off on his tracker, so I almost wonder if he thinks he went in there at this point and is not going to go back in there.
All right, I wonder if we're going to see. It looks like we may be seeing Bago Bago farming here from Patrick. If they do have 1-ups available, then I think it's correct just to sit here and farm for, God, at least 3 of them, if not 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so few of these. I have a feeling they're actually in the Palace large enemy drop pool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling, because we've only seen them in, I think we've maybe only seen them in either from large enemies only or in palaces only.
Yeah, one thing we do know is in the item pool with these Bago Bagos, though, is 300-point P-Bags. So another possibility is that he just picks up some more life and magic levels.
And they're worth 20. They're worth 20 here in GP. They could be worth, 5, which would be a lot worse. So 20 is not too bad. The levels aren't too far off. And again, I know people look at these as nightmare seeds, but let's be honest here. We're at 4, 5, 6, and the cap of the game is 8, 8, 8. So not that we would want our runners to get that far, but in reality, you've got a lot of space left to at least get a few levels here. And Life 7 could make a difference. Magic 6 could be where all of our spells come down to be very cheap. That's one thing that's punishing a bit. Here right now, Life is very expensive. Fairy is very expensive. I don't know how much Dash is, but I don't think we're using Dash too often. And I don't think Thunder's going to come down from 67. Maybe at Magic 8 or something, but that's not where we're going with this seed, I would imagine.
So we've seen the cycle so far seems to be 300-point bag, 2 red jars, and a 70-point bag.
Okay.
The red jars are nice because they make this farm really safe.
Yes.
Right? Having lots of jars that are going to be dropping means that even if Patrick occasionally takes a hit or two, he can cast a life spell, get his life back, recover his magic eventually. Okay, so it's 300, 2 red jars, a 70 bag, and a blue jar.
He's also in a perfect spot to where we've got that lava on both sides opening up on the floor. What can happen in these rooms, if this was just a straight flat room with a floor all the way across, that the boggers, they get stuck in the floor and it gets a little bit more difficult to farm them. Although if we're just looking for bags and jars, we can still stab those in the floor. If we were looking for 1-ups, they would get stuck in the floor. But luckily, because the lava opens up the floor, the boggers always have a way to get out and they will never be stuck. Although we do see a few of them kind of get stuck from time to time as he walks through.
Okay, Patrick deciding magic 6 is going to be enough.
Okay, do we see a check on how much the magic came down, if anything? He's moving on, so have to watch watch the life cost. It was 40 something, and that's going to be second. That's going to be the final slot in his spellbook whenever we see it pop open.
Yeah, meanwhile, CS Tutor has made his way into GP, and man,
nice.
Good luck to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we know it's not just one random junction close to start. So he's got a little bit of digging, a little bit of exploring, a little bit of figuring things out and mapping out this palace as he pushes through here. Oh, Fairy came down immensely. Look at that cost. It's just like a bar and a half now.
That's big. That's very big.
Yeah, because there's nothing scary in these rooms, but even if there were something scary in the pit room, you can still break the blocks and Fairy out. There's a lot of these. Fairy is possibly going to be abused a bit here from Patrick's side.
I mean, at the very least, that room that he died in. I know he's on. I believe right now he's on the left route to the root room. Which I don't think Fairy's going to help him here. But in that other room that he had died in previously, Fairy would be a huge help there if he had the ability to cast it right at the end.
Oh, he's got the right idea. It's just that bird's being stubborn, and there's so many beams behind him. He constantly has to keep turning around. I really think the play is to go high and maybe even try to sneak in behind him. Although this is a phenomenal play right here. He's going to be able to... Oh, no, but the other bird did not stay on top.
If that other bird stayed on top, he'd be able to take out 2 of them, just sort of stabbing them in the knees.
Yeah.
Maybe with the cheaper Fairy cost, he goes back right. I think he has to go back right again.
I think he's losing his sanity here, but we'll see. We'll just see what he does.
Okay, he's going to go left. And we're going to see him make sure that he does this first room safely. He's going to just take damage. Meanwhile, Tutor thinking about going back to Thunderbird. Nope, he's going to go left as well.
Yeah, the reason this room sucks going left here is because you don't not only the blue bird that's just draining your life. If you're getting hit by the big bubble, it is also draining your magic.
Yeah, the magic, as we've seen, extremely valuable, at the very least just for life, but now that Fairy is cheaper as well.
Yeah, verifying life cost did not come down. Still 43 at Magic 6.
Yeah, man, and if it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be as bad if it didn't also only recover 1 bar.
Yeah. That's really sucky. That is really one thing that's super punishing here because it doesn't, in our flag set, for anyone who doesn't know, the flag set, we are shuffling the life refill amount. Vanilla refill is 3 bars, and when we shuffle it, it can be anywhere between 1 to 5, and unfortunately, it has rolled the lowest it could today. Along with several other things, apparently.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough one, man. If this were a 2 live start, I know a lot of runners seeing 1 heart 2 live start would be calling for a reroll. Patrick, I do not believe is one of those runners.
Probably not. You never really know. Sometimes you see that immediately and it looks super punishing, and it can be, but if there are hearts in the item pool that you're going to be picking up, if there are 1-ups in the drop pool, if there are a lot of forgiving things along the way, it's not that bad. I've had plenty of those starts where it's not that bad, but then again, it is the starting recipe for a terrible seed as well, so I don't blame people. I was going to say, are we going to see another refarm here to just get resources back in the middle of this room for red jars, make sure he's healed up, all this stuff, and it looks like that's the play here. It's kind of a nice pit stop, to be honest.
Yeah.
An annoying room for sure, and probably not going to make it out of here uninjured necessarily, but It's not a bad pit stop for this next room that's coming up.
He could absolutely break these blocks and then go back to the pit stop and refill his life and magic again if he wanted.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah, and gets a red jar there, so he's going to be almost full up coming out of the room.
All right, Tutor still game overing, up and A-ing, trying to figure out some sort of path here. Probably a little beat up mentally here, getting into GP at this point in time, and then seeing what this entails, and now realizing why this is not over yet.
Yeah, a big advantage though. The cross here, making that MOA absolutely cakewalk for CS Tutor.
Yeah, something I wanted to say when Big Picket, because every time he walks in there, he keeps getting hit by that MOA and that jump. I might just hang out at the top of there and just swing for maybe like a minute straight to see if I can catch that MOA so that it doesn't keep forcing me to potentially cast Fairy to get through that room.
Yeah, and it only takes one hit to kill, so...
Yeah. I really wish that Tutor had picked up that extra magic container. I mean, an extra heart container in Trophy Cave. I mean, this would just be so much better. We know he's got such a difficult time ahead of him here.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible to make it through, but I don't know.
Is Patrick going to farm this Mew? I don't blame him if he does. He's going to have to walk to the right, though. Yeah. He wants, I think the next room is the emoji room. So he's going in. He wants full resources going in here.
Yeah. Full life, full magic.
And at this point, again, it's kind of like a, you know what, screw it. If I lose to this, so what? I got here. I know it's tough. If Tutor wins, so be it. But I'm going to do this because I feel like this is what I need to win this one.
Yeah. And I don't think it's wrong.
No, not even. Yeah. I mean, you could be worried that Tutor maybe did a bit more full clearing, maybe has 3 heart containers versus 2, anything, right? Anything's going through your mind, but at this point, you might also be numb to the situation. It's just like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I guess it's also thankful that we have something in the drop pool that is at least a little rewarding. The drop pool doesn't have to roll rewarding in any way, so at least we have some red jars that are just popping up here at a bare minimum.
I'm curious how long it's going to be before one of our runners decides. I mean, it's probably going to be quite some time before CS Tutor makes this decision, but Patrick may very well at some point just say, this absolutely sucks. I'm failing this over and over again. Let's look for more items and see if I can get something to help me here. A hard container, right? I mean, even for Patrick, the cross would be a nice pickup.
Yeah, and you know what? I thought you were going in a different direction with this. I thought you were going to say wait until see someone forfeits, because this would be we've had this in the past in the previous Max Rando tournament where we have had in the lower bracket both runners forfeit out of a race, and it resulted in a bye for the next round for whoever would have raced up against them.
That player was me.
Oh yeah, you got the bye. Yeah, and the people who had forfeited were Mr. Alan Heffley and Jackamus.
And I saw their seed after the fact. I do not blame them.
Well, you know, I really don't think Big Picket is one to forfeit. And, you know, I don't mean to say that Tutor would, but I don't know. They just both stick it out here. And I don't know, you know, I don't know where your mental, where you are at mentally and how you feel about this. But, yeah, I mean, it is just a video game at the end of the day, so...
Yeah. Weirdly, Patrick before was getting all kinds of jars when he was farming the Bago Bagos. Farming this Mew, even though it's the same drop group, he is getting just all 300 bags.
Funny enough, he got a red jar the moment he left the Bago Bago room, and I wonder if, like, this is a really big... There we go. Really big drop pool, and he got, like, the last one before it had to cycle all the way around again.
I was going to say, he wasn't that many 300 bags away from... just hitting life 7.
That's true. He could have had an extra life level. Well, yeah, I mean, that was a few rooms back, though, so, yeah. But you mean the first time. Yeah, he had 1,800.
Yeah, I mean, even right here, I'm not sure I would have cast life after... Okay, he does get the red jar.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Maybe it is. I mean, hell, you're right. He's only, 416 experience away here. Or, sorry, 516.
He does get the red jar, of course, immediately after that, because commentator's blessing.
He's got a nice setup here as well. It looks like he can just bounce, just hit the edge there and land directly down on this Mew, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's very safe.
Yeah, because the Mew is, as you had talked about, where the bots are very strong in GP. The Mews are also pretty strong in GP, as we're seeing. It takes several hits still at attack 4 to kill the Mew, and they will still probably hit him. He is shielded, so probably only half a bar health, but will still hit you for a full bar unshielded usually.
Yeah, and taking a hit wouldn't be that big a deal because he's likely to pick up charges at some point anyway. I think at this point he's just looking to grind out this next level before he moves on to the next room. He's so close, I think he might as well.
Yeah, 10 points. Again, these guys don't have to give any experience, so it is kind of nice that they do. There's just a little bit of trickle experience here as we look for these 300 bags.
Okay, interesting. Ooh. I was going to say, CS Tutor has made it pretty far along this right route. He's made it to the ferry room. Unfortunately, taking a death before he's able to go and get that ferry.
Yeah, and he has the down is going to be a loop into itself. He's going to have to go up, but again, starting with up stabs, starting with all the stabs required here is not a big deal. Uh-oh, level time. Oh no!
It's attack, not magic, and he's going to keep going. Only a few more experience points until.
I think he wants life. I would go for life at this point. 3,000. I don't know. You've already been here for 5 minutes doing this. You might as well just do it for another 90 seconds or so.
Yeah, I mean, probably only another 300 bag, right? Like, yeah, and he is gonna grind out life 7. And unfortunately, CS Tutor takes a death before even finding out about that loop.
Oh man. Yeah, one thing I can say here is I can't say I remember a race where someone did exactly what Patrick's doing. And that doesn't mean he's doing it poorly. Again, we've just talked about how this would be what we were probably doing as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This Max Rando throws all kinds of combinations of stuff at you.
Yeah, if it were me, and, you know, it's not me, obviously, but... I would be at least I would probably at this point have said, screw it, I'm gonna look for every single overworld item I can find. There's got to be a hard container somewhere, or I'll lose, whatever.
Yeah. I don't really know what the play is here. I do like pulling out. I like going high with jump. I don't know if I could make that work though. Again, there's just a little RNG here that's all involved in hitting these birds. Oh my God! Let me keep that blue one up top. Life 7 and shield looks like it does a little bit better here. Unfortunately, oh my God. What's in the set? Well, he's not going to get to see fully what's in the second emoji because, first of all, he's got birds behind him, and they're not going to allow what's in here to spawn fully. We get 2 enemies, but there could be a third that's just not spawning. Oh my God. Oh, it's a game over too. I thought he had an extra life.
And Patrick thinking about the up A, thinking about
life.
He's apologizing in text on his screen. Sorry about the grinding.
Yeah, but like you say, at this point, even with life 7, even with these resources, do you just go full clear the seed? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like even one more hard container would be such a big advantage. I'm really surprised Patrick keeps going left here. He knows he's got another path that he can go to right, and to me, it's gotta be easier to take that right path than it is to go through this stupid emoji room.
Yeah, it's possible.
Right? Like, the path to the right is hard, but I at least have a conceptual idea of how I might go about clearing it. This path on the left, just, I have absolutely no idea how you clear it on these resources.
There's that MOA again. I'm telling you. That's got to be so frustrating. Just such a small thing like that, forcing a fairy cast in here every single time.
Yeah, thankfully it's less costly than it used to be.
Yeah. Tutor in the same room as him now, but not that means much given what we know awaits us and resources required to get through here.
Yeah, none of these, to me, none of these rooms matter until the emoji room. Obviously, taking death sucks. Patrick knows, this is his pit stop room, as we're going to call it, where he can
Yeah.
get a refill on life and magic, and I think we're almost certain to see him do it here. Okay, doesn't want to get a full refill, but he is going to do a life cast and get to at least 3 bars of magic.
Might just... There we go. Okay.
Okay, so he's going to be able to get a refill here, go up to full.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. It seems that the red jars are right next to each other in the drop pool, the 2 back-to-back, and then it's a whole bunch of junk that we needed the 300 bags to help us grind, but other than that, it's just not resources being refilled. And it's such a hell of a dig between
And
each.
still just 1 bop from that orange bird knight takes him down.
Yeah, and so he's walking out here with just over half of his health, and down a life, so it's not really not an amazing situation here.
Yeah, and if small enemies had lives, I mean the seed would be over right now, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Like Patrick would absolutely have just sat there, farmed up 5, 6, 7. At this point, just farm a huge number of lives to where you feel absolutely comfortable on your route. But even if you had 10 lives, that emoji room is absolutely capable of eating all of them.
Yeah, I mean, when Thunder doesn't kill any of the birds in the beginning there, like, do you take, again, if I had better information on whether attack or magic affected Thunder's effectiveness, because I'm pretty sure it does in some way. One of them does. And okay, stage 1 of this multi-stage
Okay, this is
emoji.
actually huge, because if he can, now he can safely fight these birds. Just stand here, spam stab, right? That's all he needs to do. 100% safe strategy. It's going to be absolutely slow, but...
Well, it's not 100%. These birds can go
clip
low
through.
beam.
Can they clip through the block?
They might be able to do that, but they can also, when they throw the low beam, if they jump, and at the peak of their jump, if they throw the low beam, it will visor Link right above his shield, and it will hit you in the face.
Yeah,
There's
but will
enough
they
hitbox
actually do that with
Yes.
the height of ceiling that they have?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
they
seen
do
that.
it. They
I've
do
seen
it
it,
at
at least it happen in other rooms, but that okay.
Oh, well, okay. We're
Okay.
clear on 2. If we have to redo this room again, that blue one's gonna come back.
And as long as there wasn't another bird knight in, okay,
Nice.
looks like there is not. So Patrick drawing these enemies out. He's gonna make it through this room, and I really hope this is Dark Link.
Is there anything waiting at the elevator here? Nothing. Okay. Oh my God!
It's not. It's an even.
We haven't even seen this room yet, and it's packed with birds. He can let it fall into the elevator. Oh my God! Oh Jesus! Is that it?
I think he's got a
No.
life.
Okay. Oh my God.
Okay, he's got the shield cast. He just has to get over. Okay.
Okay. This is gonna be a
Okay.
very busy room, though.
They're in the pit. He's made it over the gap. It's just more birds.
Okay. One more. No, one more enemy. Okay, that's it. Easy game. Let's go. Okay. Same room flipped, except we got elevator down now. This could be Dark Link.
Yep, could be. Got vertical bubbles. Very scary, but at least he's up high where he can safely avoid them.
He's got to go down into the elevator, though. Hopefully he does not get hit here. Oh my God, Jesus! Might want to check for a fairy in this side room.
I can't take it.
Oh no! Dude! What even is this? What is happening? We need jump. We can't. That he's just gonna get his health whittled away by the stupid rope in the back. Either that, or let the bluebird out and run for your. Oh,
He doesn't have enough magic.
I can't. He would have had enough if he didn't have to. I think he cast life in that one reverse. Whatever that's called, reverse paperclip. Oh my God.
He's gonna. I think there's that first bot. He could go farm that bot. If he goes up one more room, there's a bot that's pretty safe to farm that he could. I mean, as safe as it could be farming a bot.
Oh yeah. He's got to go. He's got to go back through the paperclip with the generators into the reverse paperclip at the bottom and the front. You're right. Which
Yeah.
totally sucks, but yeah, it's
But
a
it would be
thing.
something, and refilling his magic along with his life would make that next waffle room a lot easier.
This is insane.
And we know that still might not be the way.
I know, right?
I don't think Patrick had fully explored that route to the right.
Well, Tudor's over there, so I mean, maybe Tudor will eventually make
Yeah.
it there.
Tudor made it fairly close to the place where Patrick had died. If only he had that extra heart container.
Yeah, that's what I hate. That's what I hate about this so much is that Tudor just doesn't have that one extra heart, and it's so penalizing. It is just so penalizing, and from his perspective, you know, he has seen a chunk of some of the other stuff that Patrick hasn't seen, and it's like, do you just step out? Like, do you just step out, or you just keep banging your head against this? Do you step out and just check? Because, again, there doesn't have to be another heart, but man, it would be a huge game changer if there were 3 hearts in this scene. It would be huge. And even just having all the magic containers, that's 2 casts of thunder in that emoji room. That's 2 casts of thunder. At 67, that's 2 casts of thunder. You will just clear out those birds immediately at full magic.
Yeah, which is a lot safer than the strategy that... I mean, to be fair, Patrick figured out a strategy that does work in that room, but 2 casts of thunder is a whole lot safer.
Yeah, this is man. But like, we say this again, comfort of the commentary booth and the audience section, of course. It's, you just don't know. Well, I don't know. I mean, he does know there's a guaranteed 3 more magic containers out there. Every single seed, you're guaranteed 8 magic containers. That's not anything that changes in any type of seed that we have. No, there's no settings to change that currently in the randomizer. So
Yep.
you know you could have 8, and that's, you know, you don't know where they're at. One of them could be in Spec Rock. They may be buried, but man, they're out there. And you got to think, how much time would it take you to full clear the seed versus doing what's happening now? Like,
Yeah,
you didn't
I mean-
you didn't know this was going to be this terrible walking in here. And honestly, I think we both thought that Darklink might have been at the top of that elevator right up to the emoji room. Unfortunately, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's such a. Oh, this is so.
I mean,
this is so crazy.
There can't be that many more rooms left in this GP. Especially
seen a lot.
considering, again, we're fairly certain that there's still that route to the right. Again, I might be wrong. Patrick, he might have known something that I don't hear, but I think it's a couple times he game overed on that route to the right, and I don't think he has fully explored it. So we still have 2 routes outstanding.
Yeah, he made it through the beginning of the room, and then it's got the 3 bats on the ceiling, and he did make it out of the room. I just don't remember what was after that. This was a while ago.
Yeah. And I mean, Patrick he's gonna grind up Magic 7.
Yeah, I mean, I
think an attack level does almost nothing for him at this point.
No,
Like,
probably not.
offense is not his problem.
Yeah, GP is always about survivability no matter what. The only thing where attack helps is 100% going to be like a Thunderbird fight.
Yeah, but Magic 7 could be big. Life 8 would be incrementally valuable, but probably not huge. He's gonna take attack 5. Could help him with the birds.
Perhaps.
I mean, that room he just game overed in, if he had a little more attack, maybe he could have powered down that bird faster.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing that can make this worse is like if Thunderbird was blocking the way to Darklink. and it
This
was much
room, the
further
last
in.
couple times he's taken a hit from that blue bird knight. This time, a little bit. He still takes a hit, but he casts shield up front. Once you kill this bird knight, do you go back and farm your magic up again?
This is costing him. This is big. He's gonna hit another. Yep, right there. Yep. As the Rawhide wraps around.
He doesn't take a death, but does.
He's not in good shape.
Right? Lost all his health and magic in that room. But still better off than last time. Last time, he took a death there. He can farm here if he wants. It's a little bit... I mean, it's safe. It's not fast.
Yeah, I gotta get comfortable in this chair here. I gotta lean back here. We're approaching the 2-hour mark at almost an hour 50 here.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Patrick take 2 hours to beat a seed.
No. In the terrible seed that there was a double feature. It was Big Picket and Dr. J versus each other. And on the flip side of that was Homewrecker and Paratroopa. It was a really tough seed. But Patrick did finish it in an hour 36, something like that. And it did take, Homewrecker and Paratrooper did take almost 3 hours to get through there. It was a tough seed. Dr. J finished it after the 2 hour mark sometime. And so Patrick, again, coming back to his practicing terrible seeds. This one probably a tough one to practice and one that you might just give up if you're playing it casually. But this is a tournament here, and this is, they both have a loss. So the elimination, you're out at that point. And Patrick is the defending Max Rando champion from last year. I cannot imagine he's going to take a forfeit unless something like happens in real life and he just has to go or something.
Yep. Okay, so he is going to use the same technique he used last time.
It's so sketchy though with all these beams. Oh, not enough thunder to push him off. Oh, this is going to be...
Okay, but good news, he still has 2 lives remaining.
Oh, that's nice. That's so nice.
Right? Last time he took a death to that Orange Bird Knight in the previous rooms. This time he is going to get an extra attempt at it compared to before.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I think the high play is the play here. You could go get the bird, get the first blue bird out, and the other red and the blue will stay trapped down below. I'd love to try this for myself. I might give it a go later.
Yeah, I'm sure Patrick can send you save state. Okay, he's gonna go for this strategy again. It's so hard with all of those blasts coming from behind.
And there's a constant ramp up and slow down of the frame rate. So it's like you're trying to time something and one of the other birds escaped. Oh, Jesus. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's a risk of the strategy as well. I mean, it's a strategy. It could work. What's Patrick gonna do? Is he gonna look for more items? Or he's gonna keep grinding that. He's gonna keep going.
I'm sorry, just a report with chat saying, did we lose audio on Patrick's side? Is that what chat is saying? Because if so, Patrick has reported issues with his audio before, so it could just be on his end. There might be a hour, 50-minute time limit on his audio working on stream. He's had some desync issues as well. He's just, I don't know what it is exactly. He could give you a better diagnosis of what's happening, but recently he's had audio issues on stream with his setup. Is Tutors coming through? Okay, it sounds like it's back. Can't be missing out on that great GP music. Although it is slow jams over on Tutor's side in the low frame rate.
Yeah, KingBot does that. It's definitely the best programmed enemy in the game. To be fair, I am, given the restrictions that the Zelda 2 code has, I am amazed they managed to implement something like KingBot.
Super sketchy here for Patrick. 1 hit left and maybe 2 fireballs from these Bogos. Unblockable in his current state without reflect.
Yeah, but even a blue jar is going to be enough to get him a life cast.
Wow.
And that's yeah.
God, that one bar is just so terrible.
It is.
I don't know exactly where Tutor is here. He's on one of the many lefts that
Tutor's
are downstate.
Oh, I was gonna say Tutor was pretty far into that right route. That room with the spicy chicken is the room Patrick died in the first time he had made it up that elevator by the ferry room. And then a couple rooms after that is where he had died after. So Tutor's starting to make pretty good progress into the right route. It looks like Tutor's just sort of alternating which way he goes, trying to get further in one way or further in the other way. Maybe find out one of them is easier than the other. I certainly think one of them is easier than the other, but I don't think either of them are easy.
Yeah, something I just was reminded when he got hit by that beam. I had talked about this early on, that one heart, he might be taking deaths to even just beams in GP, and it looks like he is getting beamed without shield. A beam will kill him at like 6 still. That's rough.
That's extremely rough.
Okay, Patrick has refilled at the the GP gas station here, the pit stop, and here we go.
Yeah, we'll see how well he makes it through. We're just gonna name all of these rooms. This is the Orange Bird Knight room. He has to make it through. Gets a clean up stab though. No damage this time.
Yeah, once you get past that, it's a free room. You know the pattern on the sine wave raw heads, and you know exactly when they're coming. The moment they leave one side of the screen, they appear back on the opposite side. Tutor in the pit stop room now, though. Not sure. This is just so punishing for him because I think a hit from a Bago unshielded is also going to kill him. I think he's shielded now, but he just does not have enough life to take too much damage getting to the middle here. Even if he employs the same strategy as Patrick was.
Yeah, and I don't know if he has figured out that this is a good spot to take a pit stop. It looks like he is considering it here. Yeah, he is going to stop and fill up his magic, but... And Patrick into the Mew room, where he is also going to farm up magic.
Another pit stop, although not nearly as beneficial as the first. Okay, Tutor. I need Tutor to go back out and check and full clear the game here. Someone has to step out and full clear this game.
Right?
We need to, like, this is, I'll be honest here. I'm saying this, and I'm saying this from personal experience because I had a one hard container seed with Alan Heffley last year. Last year's Max Rando Tournament. I had a one hard container max seed with him, and it was a tough GP. And I also stepped out of GP at some point when I was just like, if there's another heart, I want it. And unfortunately, there was not. One had full cleared the stupid seed, and there wasn't. And eventually, somebody won the race. If you want to go back and watch that, it's on YouTube, I'm sure. I'm not going to give it away, but it was another tough GP. So absolutely 100%, even no matter who you are, good runner, bad runner, no matter your experience, don't be afraid to full clear these seeds like this. Again, there might not be anything out there, but guess what? There could be.
There's still a lot of low-hanging fruit. Like,
yeah.
We haven't seen Hammer Cave, which is like bad but not awful. Especially Patrick has had decent amount of exploration in GP already. We haven't seen the Spell Tower, and Spell is like pretty freely accessible.
I mean, with their reluctance to step out of here, I'm not going to, but I'm very tempted to just like open up this seed and see if there's anything else in there. But I'm not going to right now.
I mean, when the runner's finished, I'll definitely take a look and see what was where. But okay, so Patrick not only refilling his magic, picking up magic 7 and some substantial discounts, it looks like.
Oh, I did not see is life still at 43?
I think it was much cheaper. I didn't quite catch the number, but almost everything was between 10 and 20. Chat saying life still 43. Life is life in vanilla is one of the weird spells that like just does not reduce very much.
Wow, even with that, sorry, not to interrupt, but that Bird Knight, he thundered it and must have hit it another 8 to 10 times there, and it's just that attack 5 probably did not help all that much over 4.
Yeah, but he did manage to take it down, getting a little risky, breaking some of the blocks out to this next Bird Knight.
Yeah, you can't get too close when you've got them trapped in like this. They just jump around so erratically. There's a small clip they can do through the blocks that just. They can just hit you in the face.
Patrick, I think you got to go back to the Mew room. Those Bird Knights will stay dead. He can go back to the Mew room and refill his resources, but he's going to take a death.
I mean, it's his first death, so that's not bad.
It's not. The birds are going to stay dead. That's the important part.
The tone of your voice.
When I get into a position where I understand that the GP is going to be incredibly hard, and I've already been in a diag for an hour, I'm going to take like the absolute safest route humanly possible.
Yeah, I was going to say he's got this room. He did just burn every resource he's had, try to get something out of these red birds. Now the orange one creeping from behind with the beams. This is not good. That was a lot of resources for little return so far.
Okay, he does get
sliver of health.
1 despawn, 1 kill. The kill is going to be nice because if he does... I was going to say, he did kill one of the Bird Knights, so it's not going to be here when he respawns the room, which is a big improvement.
I'm just thinking that he has to have at least enough for jump in that final waffle room that we are still unknown what's beyond there. And it looks like he probably will at this point, getting through that bird night. He's got the, oh, there it is, a save, sort of. Not that much of a refill, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, so now this is the vertical bubble room. Not going to be too difficult. Again, being up high makes these bubbles way safer than being stuck on the ground.
Okay, we've got a blue bird and a rope to get past in this first waffle. I don't know why we wouldn't be casting jump. That is... Oh, he's thundering. He's thundering? That's a lot of resources. We don't even know what's in the second waffle.
That's so weird. He has jump spell. I mean, it's going to work. It's going to safely get him through. But if his next waffle has birds in it...
Yeah. Oh my God, luck's out.
It doesn't. And is the empty waffle the one that has the potential magic container in it?
I actually don't know. Oh, look at this.
Hey, look, it's Darkling.
He was right here all the time.
All right, please, Patrick. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to beat Darkling. But no magic to cast shield, only 2 heart containers. Not a guarantee.
We've seen this is how he got sent to the lower bracket, is taking a game over to Dark. I think he's on his final life, right?
Yeah, this is his last life.
Oh God.
He takes a hit.
Oh.
But get your GGs in chat.
A well-earned GG for sure. 2 hours. What is that time in the
2 hours, 10 minutes. Sorry, 2 hours, 1 minute, 10 seconds. Too many numbers. GG.
He might have something to say about this one. I would imagine he may be joining us for an interview. He may need a small break after that.
I don't blame him.
Yes. Says, let me grab some water, then sure, to the invite.
Yep, totally understandable. I started this race with most of a glass of water. It is now all gone.
Wow, Tutor also continuing to push through here. I mean, by all means, if Tutor wants to try to push through, I'm not going to stop him. But if I was in here and I did take the loss, it's just like, we are done. I am finished, forfeit, and I'm
absolutely
done.
100% if I'm in a race this bad. I mean, Tutor absolutely can finish if he wants. If I'm in a race this bad, I am 100% immediately forfeiting when I see that I've lost.
Wow, yeah, we have another race coming up to this, unless there's been some change to schedule. I haven't looked. Let's take a look real fast. I think both of our runners are nighttime runners, so again, it's going to be Alan Heffley and Paratrooper here.
That's going to be a good race.
Yeah, there's been no further discussion, so I assume there's been no rescheduling, and they are going to go after this one. Although, still, for confirmation, by all means.
And we have Patrick here in the commentary booth. GG.
Hey, thank you.
You sound a little bit calmer than we would have expected you to.
I guess. I was definitely getting frustrated. But stood up, took a breath, and okay. That was an ugly one.
Yeah, without a doubt. Tutor... I don't know. I don't exactly. Man, it's been a long seed, so apologies. We don't have timers on a lot of things. Didn't write that down specifically, but Tutor is in GP alongside you. However, I guess we can walk it way back, and that Tutor had the boots way before you did. He stuck around 3 and got the boots out of there. And we was like, oh wow, that's huge. And you were a lot of other places before going back into 3. Unfortunately, Tutor had no idea how to get to Death Mountain, so it took him. I think we estimated at least 15 minutes to find Death Mountain, if not closer to 20. So by the time that you had to re-clear the things you did, look in 2 for the item, look around some other spots, that going back into 3, you had the boots and everything was pretty evened up again. You might even had a small lead going back to the east with the boots. So from there, you were off to the races. Just find GP He didn't have Maze Island information, so he did go find Maze Island as well. And you were into GP a good portion of time before he was. Again, I don't have a timer for when he entered exactly. It's been a while. You've also been in there a while. And the one thing that Tutor unfortunately didn't grab was the heart container out of Trophy Cave. So he's been trying to do this with one heart.
That sounds awful.
Yeah,
Looking at my timer, I was in GP for a solid hour. And
that's right. You walked in sub-hour. We made a comment to that. Sub-hour easy seed. That's right. We were joking, clearly.
Thank you. Somebody wished me a good game after I found Dark Link in my last race. And then I game over. Never made it.
Yeah.
So, thanks, everyone. But yeah, man, not finding the heart container was rough. I figured navigation was going to be bad. Just, I had trouble finding the boots. It was all over the place.
Yeah. So, well, as Elendar and I were talking about, we had a lot to talk about for a long time here. We were, neither one of you, like Tutor has a cross out of P1, and that would have helped you in that second room because there's that one moa that kept trolling you. But other than that, he doesn't have any other magic containers. He's got 5 just like you did. He doesn't have another heart from anywhere. But he didn't full clear the seed, and neither did you. And I just, what is how much longer would it have been before you decided that you were going to step out and look at the rest of the seed to see if there was maybe another heart or the 3 guaranteed magic containers out there?
If there weren't large bags in the drop pool, I probably would have a lot sooner. But with 300s dropping so often and a couple not great but decent grinding spots, I figured it'd be better to try to level up within GP and just keep trying to make progress, learn the rooms and the patterns. And I think when I got to Life 7, that really improved things over Life 6. So...
Yeah, it seems... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, that was...
I was going to say, yeah, Life 7 seemed to help a good bit. Attack 5, we're not sure if there was a good return on Attack 5 or Magic 7 specifically. Life didn't come down and cast, although it wasn't very rewarding to cast to begin with. But was there a drop in anything on Magic 7 that was worth that grind?
No, I mean, with that grind, it was more... I was at 2400 when I finally got my magic and health refilled. So with 300 more to go, I just figured I'd finish the grind, and just in case Thunder came down or something. But I wasn't expecting anything. That was more just... I felt it was riskier, or worth the risk to see if something would come down. To spend the extra 30 seconds to wait for the next bag.
Yeah, we were thinking that if you were to go out and find the 3 other magic containers, that there would be 2 casts of Thunder available in that emoji room when you first walked in. That would definitely have cleared out those birds. But who knows where they were, right? That could have been hammer blocked. We never saw the hammer. Again, Tutor only cleared out a few other things. I think the only other thing he did that you didn't do was just look in P1 for the item. Otherwise, again, missing trophy, not missing it, but just skipping it for an extended period of time. Didn't want to go in there in the beginning, but then never really went back in there. And I'm not sure if he doesn't have it cleared off of his tracker, but he also doesn't have Medicine Cave cleared off of his tracker. And we do know that he did go in Medicine Cave. So I'm not sure if he just forgot to clear it off and thought he went into Trophy Cave. I'm not clear on that. And unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be joining us here. But yeah, that's definitely something that hurt him, as you know, from playing the seed here, that having less half the health you did is going to be probably not impossible, but man, close to very, very, I don't know. I hate to use the word impossible, but just so rough.
No, definitely. You'd have to kind of play that one emoji room perfectly, then get lucky in that paperclip room. That was just ugly, where you get through the emoji room and then it's 4 more bird knights at the top of an elevator.
We're losing our mind by the time you got through there. We thought it was dark. I mean, we were thinking, well, you had 2 paths, did you not? You had through the emoji room, and didn't you have... There was a down elevator that went into kind of a step block room that had 2 birds to greet you, but then 3 bats, and then there was right out of there, and we don't remember what was beyond that point.
Yeah, I think I actually had that available, but I felt like with Tutor not finishing so fast, or I figured if it had been the other path, it would probably have already been done.
Okay.
So I just kind of decided to follow the hardest possible path until I finished it, and then go back, because also that would lead me, with the grinding, I'd be better equipped to take the other path if I needed to. But yeah, it's like right here that Tutor is, I think.
We're a little, yeah. There were a lot of rooms in this GP. This must have rolled. I mean, you can have up to 40 rooms in a shortened GP, and I feel like we may have been approaching that number if we weren't there already. So, and yeah, you showed us the vast majority of this place. The only thing you didn't show us was, I just don't remember what room was beyond that step block room with the bats, but. I don't know if you died in there. Again, I'm completely blanking on whatever was post that room. But like you said, yeah, I don't think you cleared it either. I don't think it ended up in a dead end or something. I mean, it must end up in some sort of dead end, but I don't think you confirmed that.
Yeah, I don't remember. I've already started repressing things.
I completely acceptable. Yeah, I don't. I know that we're going to try to get this other race going. Elendar, do you have anything anything you can remember from this race that you wanted to ask Patrick here? I think we're going to end up rating Tutor.
I think everyone's perfectly fine having this be done.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Good game, Tutor. It's a hard one. So
yeah, yeah, and real quick, this was an elimination match, so we figured you weren't going to be forfeiting. You were going to be trying to push this out as best as you can. There, because this, it's do or die here. Go home or stay in the tournament. So again, GG to you.
Hey, thanks, and thanks for sticking around so long. So have a good night.
Yeah, and make sure to give both of our runners a follow. They put on a heck of a show with this seed and this GP. Thank you to Elendar and Mariah for commentary, and to Melee Wizard for tracking. We are going to go ahead and raid CS Tutor, but come on right back, because we've got TAH and Paratroopa next. That'll be starting up probably in the next 10-15 minutes or so, so yeah. Let's see, what do we have tomorrow? What's our next Max Rando race? Okay, we don't have any more on the schedule right now, but first Zelda 2 multi-category tournament races are tomorrow, one at 7 p.m. Eastern and one at 10 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll be right back soon.